I'm not a logger, I'm not a bush woodcutter, lifelong experienced person, but I want to cut this pine. I'm going to see if there's any timber in it, but it's a dead one. It's going to fall. It's dangerous, and that's the reason it's going to be used. The problem is determining which way a tree is going to fall. Now, the looks of this one indicates every indication that it's not going to go to the west. It is going to go to the east. I don't want to ruin any of the trees, so I'm going to be looking at that and studying the weight on the top of the limbs and seeing what direction I can follow it to the west with the least damage. I don't know how I'll make out, but you only can do your best. The weight of it is certainly not going to hang up in the smaller ones. Tree's really not going to come back on me, but unfortunately didn't cut it low enough. I don't think it's hooked in another tree. Well, we're going to try to get that down before the tree cannot handle that angle for long. You can see it cracking at the top as each limb breaks free from the other tree. There is a big move, letting go of the poplar limbs. There she goes. And I only lost the one spruce tree that I knew I would, of the smaller ones, so not a lot of damage. And it is rotten, as you can see here. It's misting, getting ready to rain. You can see the rot of the tree and the chunks of it, and the holes the woodpeckers were at it, and the blue stains. Quite an old tree. I had to cut some off the end for blocks because it was rotted and wormholed. You can still see some blue in the dead of the bark, but I'm still going to be able to salvage some of that. Red fell off the tree. Kitty, 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 kitty. Compared to the poplar, the pine is a dry cut. It's hard on the chain. And the poplar cuts a lot easier. So I'm just in there sharpening. And here goes my cat jumping on me, which it's not going to be able to do. I'm going to put my pets away while I saw up some firewood. Going to be another nice day. I got a couple of whiskey jacks over here, and the cat's just ignoring them. And that's how I like it. And 2 for Joy. Just waiting for me to leave my chicken. Into the fire for the evening. It's finally coming to my yard. It looks like a male. I'll have to check it out closely after. Just a little farther guy and you'll find my suet. So awesome. I am so fortunate to have them in my life again. Mild weather today, it's obviously finding some ants and grubs. Tracks are coming up fast even though it's light snow this morning. Just had my coffee and some oatmeal and just trying to get coordinated for the day. I don't know if you can see that, folks. It's at least -8 this morning. So, it's pretty chilly, but we've only just begun. Snow off the tarps. Another teepee setup I made for storage. And every day I warm up my vehicles when it's cold to make sure that they're operating. Some antifreeze to one of them this morning. You can hear the snow falling on my tarp. It's kind of crystallized. It's cold enough. It's the first time in a while we had this type of snow. But one of the things I'm going to do today is see if I can cut some base poles to put a temporary porch under the awning section of the trailer to get a wood stove in to create more heat. A word of advice, as many of the off-grid people know, just before winter is the worst time to move. It's expensive to heat. You really need to be hooked up to a power source to really save money. Here, the propane 20-pound container is $17 on a refill, which isn't too bad because right now you can cook and use a forced air furnace for probably 4 days. But that's a lot cheaper than running a generator, because it could take $20 plus a day to run that. I spend a lot of time outside when I can to save on those expenses right now. It's just not economical at all. Got a number of measuring tapes today. I'm going to use my Stanley. Got to do an 8x8 frame, but I want to see where it comes when I measure it out, and maybe have to readjust that. Nature-inspired snow day. As you can see, I'm going to warm up my pets here and thaw my chainsaw left under the tarp last night, and get back out there and get something accomplished. About as slow as molasses going down the hill in January. Some people don't like to slow down, but I do. At least 10 to 20 kilometers below the conditions. And if I know I'm holding somebody up that wants to race, I'll just pull over. Beautiful bed of coals happening. this is how I do things. Everybody has their own way. Now you can see 3 logs in this tree here. It's the morning after. Still got some fire going. Pretty mild. 0s to -3. It's going to be another nice day. Maybe some precipitation. I'm going to brew up some water there and have some coffee and yogurt and oatmeal. And today I'm going to have maple brown sugar. Now let's see how many days I've been in. 24, 31, 55, 10 is 65, 67 days. Wow, time goes fast. By the time I get out of videos, it'll be 70 days at least. Heading for 3 months.